I'm in the middle of some honeydews before the holidays, and it involves some stonework here. And so I broke out the that Evolution Rage 3 saw, and I thought I'd do a quick follow up on it while I'm at it. Basically, I put the diamond blade on it, and I had a bunch of slate tiles to cut here. One of the things you need is a dust mask, but I'll tell you one thing, they don't work good with a beard. So basically I bought these, they're slate tile that I purchased from Home Depot. They're just like a veneer that goes on, and they're just a bunch of little pieces of slate that are actually glued together on the back side. And believe it or not, they actually make these and ship these parts from China. It's just kind of unbelievable that they would, ship this heavy an item. But anyhow, I broke out that Evolution Rage 3 and, just started to cut them. I did a, here's the first cut here that I did, and you can see it did a really good job. And there you can see just how fragile this slate is. Some of it will come apart at the seam layers if you're not careful, but basically there's the first cut that I tried, and actually it came out really excellent. I was really amazed how kind of cut it like butter, and it was real easy to cut, and I put a piece of plywood on to actually give it some backing and a zero clearance, and there you can see it basically cut it dead square. So it's time to go on and just cut a bunch more. So it's it basically is just a boring video showing a bunch of cuts that I made, but in the end I wound up cutting, well, I think it was well over 20 feet of cuts with this saw and the diamond blade, and it did not dull one bit. And you can kind of see how I'm just going real easy on it, because don't want to put too much pressure on it, because these tiles actually are not flat the way they're glued together. So have to try to clamp them down as good as you can, and then just carefully score the front, because as you saw before, some of the layers actually will separate. And then it's just a matter of, going back through and, I just score the top and, keep going a little bit deeper with each pass. And finally I'll just break through and, cut it all. But so it just really amazed me how, how well it cut this stuff. It just, I'm not pushing it at all here. You can see I'm just kind of, taking some skim cuts so that I don't damage the slate. But, it will cut much faster if you really push it, but I think you'd have more problems in the end. And I really like the location of the hand grip on it, and how you hold it, and how you can bring it right down to the stone. And you pull the trigger and you wait, probably about 3 or 4 seconds, and it does a really nice soft start on the saw that just it doesn't make the saw kick down or anything. It's just really a nice, smooth, operating saw. Over the last couple of months, I've really gotten a lot of use out of this saw. Basically you've seen in some videos where I've used it to cut steel cross sections, and I've actually used it for some aluminum extrusion that it did a real good job on. And recently I wound up cutting up a bunch of slabs from my sawmill into firewood even with it, and it did a real good job at that. And now I've got the diamond blade on it, and as you can see here, it's really doing a wonderful job, I feel, at cutting these. And the biggest thing is, I think, is to put down a piece of thin plywood to make a zero clearance insert when you're dealing with slate like this, because it is quite fragile and it will chip out and stuff, I think, if you don't have it backed up. So, overall, I've, basically had zero problems with the saw so far, and I've really been impressed. And this really is the icing on the cake, being able to do work like this. Now, we've been wanting to put stone up behind our wood stove for years, and we never really found anything that we liked, or anything that would be easy to put up. So about a week ago I was on homedepot.com just kind of searching, and I came across these tiles here that were basically they were on sale, and they were a really good deal. And only trouble is that like they came on a tractor trailer, so basically I chose the ship to store, where they shipped it to a local store, and I had to pick it up, and that really worked out good because it was easy for them to, just load the pallet of them in the back of my truck, and it was easy to get them home and everything else. So right now I'm, kind of in the middle of this project, still working on it, and in the near future I should have a much longer, better video about, the whole process involved with putting up stone like this, and preparing the surface and putting up the backer boards and stuff. So I just thought I'd break out this, little bit about the saw, just to, do a quick update on it, and just let you know how it's been working out for me. This saw just made it such a, easy job cutting this and putting it up. It really made it a fun job, and I actually did purchase enough that I'm going to be doing it over our kitchen countertops, which we plan on, doing a replacement of in the near future. So you can see the saw comes in really handy, and you're actually able to take, like, even a 32nd of an inch. You can see there, just barely, kissing the edge of those beats of slate there, and take like down to about a 32nd of an inch off of it with no problem. So you don't have to worry about precision when you're cutting it with this. I was a little bit worried about all that stone dust getting into the slide bearings on the saw slide, but pretty much a lot of dust on everything, but the bearings still seem to be sliding good, and the shaft seemed to be clear. I guess there's some pretty good wipers on there or not. I'm gonna have to clean the saw up good now, and put it back to back in the shop for other projects. But there you can just kind of see what the project looks like in progress, and it was one of those fun things that we've been wanting to do for years, and this saw really did make it easy to do, and it made it possible. And you can see I did have to do quite a few cuts with the on the stone, and I'm really happy the way it came out. This saw has really turned out to be a worthwhile addition to my tool collection, and it's one of those things that I just wish that I had years ago, with all the different stone work and tile work that I had tried to do just using manual cutters and stuff like that, and angle grinders and with diamond blades. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.